Charles, you are the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh, thank you. I am not the technical one here.
I know.
I freely admit that. You know, we come up with these ideas and you make them happen. Like, how did this come about?
Believe it or not, it's all because of Anchor. Anchor has the tools. It lets me record, edit, and distribute right from the computer. Sometimes I do it from my phone. It's just as easy either way.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're on like dozens of platforms, though.
It's true. Anchor makes it easy to distribute our podcast on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and dozens more. It's everything we need, and it's all in one place. And you'll love this part. It's all completely free.
Oh, thank God.
Right. I use Anchor for pretty much every aspect of getting our show out there and into the listeners' ears.
That's amazing.
It is. And if you, dear listeners, want to get into the podcasting game, you just need to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Maybe Anchor's the wind beneath my wings.
Hey!
Coming to you in stereo from the dining room table at East Barbary Lane, welcome to a new episode of Full Circle, the podcast, a weekly visit to our home where we usually squeeze a few headlines through our decidedly queer lenses to see what happens. This week, Mama is tired, and we have a big announcement to make. This episode is brought to you by Decanted Jug Wine and finding pride among other people's rubble.
I am your host, Charles Tyson Jr.
And I'm your host, Martha Madrigal. Welcome to the Full Circle table. Hey.
Hey. I'm having deja vu.
I know, right? Because we recorded the first 15 minutes of our show in mono. We have now switched over to stereo recording. Are we good now? Can we talk?
Yes,
we can talk.
We had mono, but now we're better.
Yeah, and you know, that last 15 minutes was fabulous. I will never get it back.
We had the secret of life and everything, and sorry.
So we are choosing a little different format today because there's been so much going on. So you worked a marathon weekend last weekend. So
I did.
Straight on through Friday, Saturday, Sunday through our recording time. And then that is happening again this weekend.
Yes, it is. It's recital season.
Because one of your many hats is a technical director.
Yes.
And you do lights and sound and stage managing and cat herding and all of those things.
All of those things.
And you'll be doing it. So you're at the Suzanne Roberts Theater this weekend, right?
I am.
Cool, yeah. Cool. And normally at the Performance Garage where you'll be on Sunday.
Yes.
So there you go. So we're squeezing this in because we do have a great big announcement to make after the break.
Yep.
And, you know, I've missed everyone. So our last episode was the interview with Kathy O'Connell, which, you know, I wanted to leave it there to stand and breathe. And it's such a wonderful, I'm really proud of it.
I am too. It's a good one.
You know, if you didn't get a chance to hear it, please look back. It's a really good episode. And in the show notes, we created a playlist.
Yes.
So Kathy is the host of Kids Corner on WXPN. She has talked with children for 35 years and won 2 Peabody Awards in the process. And we mention a lot of different music in the show, and then offline we talked about different songs and different artists. So we put together a really fun playlist that we can even expand on as life goes on, but it's a family playlist for all of our families.
I believe we called it the Full Circle Kids playlist.
We did. And so the episode and the notes are really great as far as I'm concerned. And so that was our last chat with everyone.
Yes.
And then putting on one of your other hats for Philadelphia Dance Talk Radio, you had a great interview yesterday.
I did. I got to talk with the one and only Joan Myers Brown, the founder of Philadanco, one of the world's most famous dance companies. And I may or may not have been a little starstruck, but I was professional the entire time.
You were.
And I didn't get the shakes and the jitters until afterwards. And
I know. I get them before and you get them after. That was so funny.
And I'm like, I can't make fun of you anymore because Martha always gets the jitters before we interview someone. And I'm like, it's going to be fine. You're fabulous. You know how to talk to people. And now I can't say shit because my hands didn't stop shaking until 20 minutes after the fact, I think.
You know, what I'm going with is for decades, as I have talked with performers, especially young performers, about their nerves and about stage fright and all of it, I'm like, that's what makes you good. You know, the minute you are completely content and completely relaxed at all times, you might not be as good as you want to be.
It's true.
So that is my advice to myself. But usually I over prepare, which is good actually.
You do.
I over prepare, and then I'm sure it was complete garbage until I listen to it again, and then it takes usually a day before I calm down and can be objective.
It doesn't matter how many times I say you were brilliant, it was brilliant, everything was great. No,
Nope. I gotta hear it.
You become a moron once we hit
record. Whatever. But you did yesterday. You were shaking.
I was.
You ended a call and your hands were literally shaking.
It's true.
I did that with Bruce Valanche. I thought I was gonna throw up after we got off the call. I was that was Bruce Valanche. Yeah.
I get it.
And I was a little that way with Julia Serrano too, because I love her work so much, and I think it's so important.
I totally get it.
Yeah, Kathy and I have been friends for 20 years.
Yeah, that was a comfy one.
It was comfy. I was still, but I'm really proud of the episode. And
you just wanted it to be right.
And the work, because this is different. This is different. I'm not leaning on our friendship. It took 20 episodes to really have purpose in inviting her here and something really to talk about that she is absolutely an expert in. And, so I'm glad that's what we did. I really am.
Oh, that's right. This episode will be our 21st. Our show is of legal drinking age.
Is that how that works? So this has all been illegal up until now? Takes a sip. Oh, God. So what else? So Philadelphia celebrated Pride this weekend.
It's true.
We did not attend. You were working.
Yeah.
I'm disgruntled.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Yes, it is what it is.
I was making little ballerinas look fierce. That was my job.
You were. You were making money.
Yeah.
I was going to lunch with a dear friend.
Yep.
And then, hanging out on the patio. So it all worked out well for us. And it looked like it was a fun day for the people who attended. That's a whole story I don't even have the energy for right now. But, things have changed, and it is what it is, A lot of people were hurt in Philadelphia because a lot of lies were told, and there have been a lot of misunderstandings. And, we know the people involved, and we know the people involved in trying to rebuild something. And, I wish everyone well. I truly do. Yeah. But, the ugly that came from within our own community, it's just like, I want to tell everyone, I want to shake them and say, straight people are watching.
Right. Or something.
Like, we already, go, they already look at us like we don't know our minds. And then you got to go and behave this way.
Well.
Yeah, hurt people, and we have the land of broken toys. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Meanwhile, my allergies are kicking my ass.
Again, and right when we sit down. Yeah. You said you were fine a little earlier today, but I was working.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. I have my a lifetime or two ago. Part of my job was event planning and running conferences and large meetings and nationwide conferences, and I'm back to doing that with a dear friend, who pulled Martha in and said, I would love to work with you. And so far it's been a blast, but I was working. It turns out spreadsheets are just like falling off a bicycle. You don't forget how. Or whatever that means.
I can fall off a bicycle.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was too busy this morning for some of the kerfuffle around, fallout from Pride, and there's some hideous podcast that, whatever, is trying to break down, but from a decidedly biased point of view, what actually happened. So it is, it's just like, ugh, so much crap over 2 block parties and a fucking parade. Seriously. Yeah. It's like, okay, you all have it now. You killed the goose that laid the golden egg, and now you found out it's all just hard work. So, right. Good luck to everyone involved. I'm done. I'm done. I had a gorgeous Sunday, so life is good. Yeah. I'm too old for this shit.
What is this, Lethal Weapon?
What else is going on? We got a lawnmower.
I know.
One of our dear ones. So the grass is kind of high, and we have Jake, the lawn dude, who does cut the grass. I don't know, every week, every 10 days or whatever. But it's because it's mostly clover and weeds. That is
a delightful straight man comes.
Good for the bees. Our lawn. Yeah, our bee-friendly lawn. But I said we don't even own a lawnmower, so now we do, and it's a battery-operated, rechargeable. It looks a little small, but it's going to be fun to try it out. You've never pushed a lawnmower, have you?
Nope. I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm officially a suburbanite. I own a lawnmower.
Exactly. This is going to be fun to watch. Well, we already own a weed whacker. I gave all that shit away. When we cleaned out this house after my mother died, I was just like, who's going to use that? We have a lawn person. Right. Yeah. And oops. Yeah, well, yeah, money's a little tight, so we will try it out and maybe be suburban lawnmower people. Yes. And then we can annoy them when they're trying to record.
Wait, we're the only ones with a podcast, though.
Yeah, probably. Probably. No one's cutting grass right now, so we should get through this before they start.
Right, exactly.
I heard her cutting grass earlier while I was buried in a spreadsheet, and I'm like, all right. Right. All right, maybe she'll be done. So, I want to get to this announcement, but I'm going to let you do your series of 15-minute faves to lead us into the break.
Yeah, see,
because there's never just one.
I keep trying to get Martha to understand how the 15-minute fave works with me, because I can change what it is at any given moment, because that's the nature of the fickleness. So yeah. I had a 15-minute fave. It was Catwalk by RuPaul. It was, ironically, it was a RuPaul song, whatever. But
was that earlier in the week?
Yes. Okay. And it made me happy, and I was like, I can bounce to this for a little while. And then I came across my current 15-minute fave is called Sober and Skinny by a young woman named Brittany Spencer. And
pray tell, do you love about this song?
The lyrics are really clever, because the whole point of the song is it's cute that you have demands of me, but let's be realistic. You have some shit you need to improve upon first before you start telling me what you want. Okay. And the chorus,
I'm liking it better.
The chorus is I'll get skinny when you get sober.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yes.
Oh, good. All right.
And so
I thought, it sounded preachy for a minute.
No, not even.
I'm not going to be either of those things until I'm dead.
And it's funny because it took me 2.5 listens before it occurred to me, this is a country song.
How about that?
First of all, I like a country song. Second of all, it's a black woman singing a country song.
Wow. Talk about hen's teeth.
Right?
Damn.
So we're going to go out.
That's an expression children rare as hen's teeth. Yes. Because chickens don't have teeth. Go ahead.
Wow.
So when I can spare them the Google, I do.
We're going to go out to the break with a little bit of Sober and Skinny by Brittany Spencer.
We will be right back with a huge announcement.
I empty the fridge, you empty the bottle. We're stacking up a mountain of hard pills we'll have to swallow. It's strange how we point our flaws at one another. We both got different vices and they lead us to each other. Cause you overdrink and I overeat. We're underthinking everything, and every night we swear it's gonna change. But in a perfect world, you get sober, I get skinny. We live off for more than pennies, writing checks that we can cash, keeping all our promises. We got faith, we got each other. We grow up and we get better. Things need fixing, we got plenty. When you get sober, I'll get skinny.
Let's talk about Newsly. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening. You can literally follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, the latest in queer news, or even the Kardashians. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud. And they have podcasts as well, including ours, Full Circle the Podcast with Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. I started using it as my default podcast app, and it's pretty cool. Download and use Newsly for free today from www.newsly.me, or follow the link we posted in the description of this episode and use promo code FULLCIRCLE with the numeral 1 replacing the I. That's Full Circle to receive a free 1-month premium subscription.
Hello, dear listener. We're interrupting your regular podcast with an invitation.
Yep, you're invited to join us at the Tipsy Exchange, where your hosts get tipsy and exchange ideas on a specific topic.
Pop culture, true crime, unexplained phenomena. Nothing's off limits on the Tipsy Exchange.
So grab a drink and visit thetipsyexchange.com to find the show on Apple, Spotify, or whatever is your favorite podcast app. I'm Burley.
I'm LA. Now back to the show.
And we're back.
We're back.
Okay, so I'm not going to make anyone wait any longer. We have a big announcement. So we were introduced to, or I was introduced initially, to Shay Coffee.
Yes.
Shay Coffee is one of the founders and the current station manager for Medway Pride Radio in the UK. They are one of the fastest growing radio stations in the UK. I believe the numbers are somewhere around 30,000 listeners a month currently.
And growing.
And I sent Shay our link tree, and I just said, you know, this is probably the best way to introduce myself to you. And I was just hoping we could kind of interview each other.
Right.
And Shay came back and said, you know, can we broadcast you weekly on Medway Pride Radio?
And we said yes.
We said yes. So
we're going to be international, y'all.
Right. I mean, the nature of the podcast is we are already international. We have listeners really all over the world, and it's fun watching where they pop up.
Yes.
But our shows will be rebroadcast beginning June 21st, a Tuesday, every Tuesday night, 11 o'clock UK time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And this is really exciting.
I know.
Now, they will bleep language because it is the radio, and it
y'all got some work to do, y'all.
It's a queer run radio station, so with all that means. So they're constantly, you know, under the radar with everyone, looking for something to be upset about. So
we're going try to try.
I said, that's fine. And I said, why don't you all do the bleeping? Because you're going to have to listen anyway. So just put them wherever you need to,
Right.
and we'll carry on.
Yeah, because
So this interview will begin airing on Medway Pride on Monday. I think they're going to air it until the episode airs, which is great. But give it a listen. This is Shay Coffey from Medway Pride Radio interviewing us. All
Hi,
right.
I'm here with Martha and Charles. Do you want to say hi first?
I'd love to say hi first.
hi.
How are you?
Second.
I'm good. Do you want to tell our listeners why we're talking tonight?
Well, we have a podcast that is, we record in New Jersey in the States. I am trans and white, and Charles is cis and black, and
It's
we
true.
are a couple,
All over.
and we have been together for 10 years. And we thought, we have some pretty interesting conversations around our table all the time. We live at the very busy intersection of race and gender and orientation, and let's start talking to each other and see what happens. So it's growing, and it's been fun, and we try to cover the news mostly from the LGBTQ perspective, what's going on, not just in the States but around the world, and the attack trans folks are under, and well, all of us. And we try to make it interesting. We throw in some pop culture, and we do some interesting interviews. So that's us.
I mean, I have to say, when I first heard the podcast, I absolutely fell in love with it. A mutual friend put us in contact, and they said to me, "You've got to hear these guys, and you are just brilliant. There is a wonderful intersectionality to your conversations."
Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
It is, however, a podcast that's coming to Medway Pride Radio.
Woohoo!
How excited. We are so excited about this. We really are.
Thrilled.
I'm trying to up my UK news. So I'm at least paying attention to what's got, like, I just found that you all had like an old Queen Street party this weekend. Did
We
I follow that right?
We did indeed. We had the Platinum Jubilee, or as some people insist on calling it, the Platinum Jubilee. Yes.
That sounds like a different event.
You will be baffled by English language. I promise you that by the end of your time with Medway Pride Radio.
This will be fun.
And we even got involved at Medway Pride Radio, and we joined in with one of the local parties, and we made sure they did it right, because some of these straights.
Oh no, they don't know how to party.
Sure.
They don't. That's why they have. It's like, what would y'all have if you did put us all on an island somewhere? There goes your music. There goes your art. Really. And there goes most of your good time, because we're always there. So,
it would just be beige and banjos.
Right.
That sounds like a brilliant name for a group, doesn't it?
Beige and banjo. But is it one anyone would listen to?
And they only play on Wednesdays.
Is that right after the early bird meal?
Yes. Well, right before, because you don't want to be home too late.
Right.
You got to get to bed early.
So around 3 p.m, and then there's the meal, and that's that. So was it?
We've got an idea of what you guys do, but can you talk a little bit more in depth about what you cover and why you cover?
Okay.
Well, we always start with talking about the events in our own lives, just to remind us of why we do the things we do, and then we break into headlines and positive things that are going on in the world.
Sometimes that's really short.
Yeah,
but we try
our best to make the good news section at least as long as the bad news section, and then we go into what we call the cavalcade of nonsense, which is the headlines that affect the LGBTQ community, which lately has been a lot of legislating against us and weaponized hate. Yay, fun. And so then after that, we do what we call the pop culture palette cleanser, which is basically like what's going on in movies and television and music to
just sort of round out the day.
Exactly.
Keep everyone alive for the next episode,
Right.
It's truly, it's like an adventure. Well, first of all, when we chose our name, so we owned a bar together for 5 years that closed because of COVID. When the governor shut us down, at first we thought, well, this will just be a couple of weeks. And then we thought, well, this will just be a couple of months. And, it wound up being much, much longer. And so we came back to the house where I grew up. So we lived in the city for many, many years. And now we're only 20 minutes outside the city, but this is very quiet and suburban and birds chirping and very, it's pleasant here. And so that happened. And so this is the house where I grew up, and this is where it all happened. And we had a friend, I gather trans children along the way. And one of them is just a doll. And I get these 3 a.m. texts. And one of them said, I quite like that you and Charles have both been so individually queer. You've come all the way back around to a heterosexual relationship. And I was like, I guess in the loosest sense of the word.
I guess.
So perhaps we've come full circle. And that's how we named the podcast, both the house and the quip. But yeah, so we do it for a couple of reasons, and not the least of which is because we come at situations from a different place. One of the things I think is missing, certainly in the American dialogue, is an intersectional conversation, where I will go to him, I will read something and say, this is really, it's problematic. I'm reading this news story. Race certainly plays a big role in it, but folks are saying it doesn't. And I don't know how to process this. And conversely, Charles will come to me and say, there's this story about this trans woman, and they're really focusing on the fact that she detransitioned at one time and really questioning her identity. And I just don't know how I feel about this. So then we have conversations at our table all the time about that, about sort of checking in with each other and how we look at life and the perspectives we come from. And that's just what we do with the podcast. So we said, let's just look at the news. We go through an incredible amount of news every week to choose the stories we're going to focus on. And there's a couple that we follow. We try to, once we introduce a story, we try to follow it through. So, there is a lesbian couple in Oklahoma who are divorcing, and it's a big custody battle. And one partner is trying to have the other one's name removed from the birth certificate. And these are two lesbian activists who knew where the loophole was in the law. And one of them is now using it against the other. And that's my perspective on it, because I'm a parent, and I've been through 2 divorces. So I know I look at that a little bit differently than most people.
And that story freaks me out because of the precedent that would set down the line. It's like, don't open that door,
Yeah. So we use the news as sort of a jumping off point to talk to one another, to talk about what's going on. And that's what we do. That's what we do. And so we don't really think about it like that all the time, but a lot of folks do. We've gotten a lot of feedback that it's like, wow, that was an interesting conversation that I was privy to, and that's what used to happen in the bar all the time, because I would just drop into a conversation. It's like, excuse me.
Right.
Excuse me.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to get in your business, but
I have to say that, I lived in New York for a year, and Americans do that in the most brilliant way. You will be having a conversation and someone would just stop by and go, hang on a minute.
Right.
I need to tell you this. We're far too polite in the UK.
Which can be refreshing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I used to just do it. And sometimes it was just a way to mess with straight customers, because, they're having a conversation about our community. And I would just go, you're about to hurt yourself. Right. If you want to keep going, go ahead, but I can hear you. Right. And you're about to hurt yourself. You might want to put that down.
It's a little heavy for you.
It's a little heavy.
Oh, do you know what? I am so looking forward to this podcast. It's starting next week. It is on a Tuesday evening.
Excellent.
We will be blasting it all over our socials. So if you are listening to this conversation right now, check our social media. Guys, I really, really look forward to working with you in the coming months. I think it's going to be a brilliant time.
Shay, we can't wait. We
We're
really
so
can't
excited.
wait. We're very excited. And
Thanks very much.
excited
Thank
for
you.
feedback. So, we always take suggestions and topics and what we should be talking about and all the nonsense that comes with that. But, we're always open to that. So hopefully it's also a dialogue across the pond because our hearts are with you.
Oh, yeah.
You almost got rid of yours last night. Almost.
I think, in all honesty, we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I had read, but it sounds like it is definitely a different day today in terms of power and influence. So
I
here's
think
hoping.
people are now looking at what comes next.
Well, the problem is once you've opened that box, it's hard to close it.
Right.
It's hard to close it because
You can't unring that bell.
so many voices just now have freedom that they didn't, whatever happened to Polite? Remember Polite? Remember everything?
I do. And we've got politer while getting ruder at the same time.
Yeah.
I was once told you don't need to worry about bad words, just bad intention. And they are usually bad intentions colored with the most wonderfully polite language.
This
Well,
is
there's
true.
that.
This is true.
Yeah, well.
Well, anyway, it starts next week. It's going to be fabulous. Guys, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
you.
you, Shay. That was so much fun to do. Wasn't
It was.
I'm so excited. I am so excited.
I also just love when people talk to me with the British accent.
I know that helps. That's fun too. Yeah, so this is going to be happening. We will be present in the UK on the radio once a week.
Yeah.
And as always, let's talk about how you can give us feedback, give us show ideas, talk about what you'd like to hear us talk about by emailing us at
askfullcirclepod@gmail.com.
there it is. And we're all over social media and stuff.
We are on Facebook as Full Circle, the podcast with Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. We are on Twitter at Full Circle Pod. We are on Instagram at Full Circle the Pod. You can also just go to our Linktree, Linktree/Full Circle the Pod, and see all this together. Oh, we have a TikTok as well.
Yeah, we got TikTok
Full Circle the
now.
Pod.
And if you scroll all the way down on our link tree, you'll get to my writing, Martha, at I believe it is I am Martha Madrigal /WordPress. .wordpress.com. Something
Yes.
like that.
I do
But it's
appreciate-
on there. It's on the link tree.
I do appreciate you not going all the way down like you are wont to do.
Well, means the same thing. You gotta scroll to find my stuff.
I even put my personal Never Skirred socials underneath Martha's so that you don't have
did.
to scroll quite so far down because some people just have issues with this.
I mean, it's a list. Somebody has to go last.
I mean, our link tree is
Somebody has to
chock-full.
go nearly last.
We have all of
do.
Full Circle's socials and links and resources and things we talk about. Like we have the Trevor Project is always there. Lambda Legal is always there.
Yeah, all the places that if you have a few extra dollars and want to send money not to us,
Oh yes,
which you're always welcome to do. But,
Patreon.com/Full Circle the Pod.
yeah, that's always welcome. But we also talk about the organizations that we hope that you will support because they're the ones at the front line of the fight here, at least in the United States.
Yes.
And, as we expand and become more aware of what is happening globally and especially in the UK, we will share those links as well.
Happily.
Yeah. So this is exciting. We are excited. We are expanding. And we are so excited to join the Medway Pride Radio family.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't feel like talking about headlines. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. So how about we just...
And they'll still be there next week.
Yeah.
So, I've been watching. So after we did the show where I just aired my grievances with competition in general and on television specifically, a show I was referred to a British show, which is so much more civilized in the way, but it is a competition show. It is, but it's the Great Pottery Throwdown, and it's on HBO Max. There's like 5 seasons of it. I'm just finishing season 2. I love it.
I'm not going to front. I love the show too.
I love it. It's so, first of all, you can't apparently win money on a television show.
Right. It's a BBC thing.
And so they get a vase. Like like a cup or a vase or a vase or whatever you want to call the thing. They get like a jar, and that's their prize.
Right.
But,
here's your jar.
Yeah. So even though they are competing with one another, they help one another. They form these nice bonds with one another. And that's, the way that the show is edited, that is evident. And it's such a civilized competition show. So I'm enjoying it. I really am.
Me too.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. I'm learning stuff. I always thought I would, in theory, like to make pot. Like my mother was a ceramics artist, but the stuff came. She didn't, sit at a potter's wheel. It wasn't that. It was the ceramics of the 70s that were very popular, where they poured ceramic figures and things into molds, and then there was greenware, and then there was bisque, and then you glazed it and painted it, or painted it and glazed it and fired it. But she did all. My mother was wonderful.
Yeah, there's some really nice pieces here.
Yeah, so we have the ones that she painted and kept for herself, and the one she gave me, and the one she did for my father, and they're really special. So, I love ceramic artistry, and all of that. So it's a really fun show, and it really is kind of the antidote to all the heavy competition with money and cutthroat and garbage, and I want everybody to have a nice time.
That's why this season of Drag Race All Stars is so good, because no one goes home.
Right, you said that.
No one goes home.
It's, right.
They're all winners. Everyone's helping each other.
And everyone seems to have some talent.
Yes.
That's refreshing in
Everyone
itself.
is ridiculously talented. And the Vivian, who is the only UK person, she finally got to win some money because, she went the entire season when she won without winning actual prize money.
Oh, right, because in the UK on Drag Race, they don't win money either.
Right.
So that's probably more civilized as well. The money's now.
There's some shady bitches.
It's still the shady nonsense.
But yeah.
Oh, my people. Oh, my people.
But yes, I am also enjoying the British Pottery Throwdown show.
I think it's the Great Pottery Throwdown.
Yeah, that.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good. I really like it.
We just watched them make toilets.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Which
true.
Is strange, but also it was very interesting because,
Yeah, it still has that element of here, do this, here, do that. Like, and the little challenges that are speed challenges and stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting. And I don't know, more civilized than a lot of the nonsense.
I'm just
and
sad.
Sports ball and all that stuff.
I'm just sad that the cute Vietnamese guy had to go home.
I know.
He was very cute.
He was cute, but that last work was...
But he took Coit with him.
Yeah, I know. We were not huge fans of Coit. But, hey, she stuck it in for a long time. She made it further than I thought she would. Yeah, so it was fun. It's a fun show. Yeah, so we're nearing the end of season 2. I don't think we saw the finale yet, right? We don't know
Not yet
who wins.
Right.
We're in that episode.
Yes, Model Boy is going to win, whatever his name, Ryan.
We were probably we were watching, and we wound up we were diverted helping make some graduation presents for little kids.
Yeah.
Which was fun. It was fun. It was a total surprise. And we got a lawnmower.
Right.
It was like
Very random day.
It was a random end of the day, but it was fun. It was fun, and now there's candy that we will share, because there's a lot of candy in this house and we don't need it here.
Yeah, I eat candy like 5 times out of the year.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
Yeah, I started watching the new season of Stranger Things.
That is not my cup of tea.
It is not your cup of tea. It's like sci-fi horror.
No, thank you.
But what's cracking me up? First of all, it's very good, and it's scarier than it's been in recent seasons.
Now, is this the one where everybody's rediscovering or discovering Kate Bush for the first time?
Yes. So the show takes place in the 80s, and the soundtrack reflects that. And it's really cool because it's like, oh, yeah, that song. Shoot, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. And there's a montage in the first episode where they play Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, and everyone is freaking out because, oh my God, that song, they're bringing it back and it's on television. And I'm like, so you didn't watch season 1, episode 1 of Pose?
Right.
You know, but it's fine. You know, if you're getting hyped for the second time, that's fine, because it's a fabulous song. I'm never going to be upset hearing that song.
Right.
So
okay.
But yeah, so I'm watching that.
My Facebook is blowing up with Kate Bush references, and I'm like,
right.
Okay.
It's just funny.
She's not new.
She's not new. And like,
I mean, she's great,
you know,
by all accounts, but
it's just
not
funny.
new.
Like, why is everyone going gaga now? I guess nobody watched the first season of Pose.
I guess.
I mean, you know,
I loved Pose.
I did too.
Yeah.
That show made me ugly cry though.
I know. It did.
Oh.
It did, but it was some really good representation, and
those girls are still working. Like, they're getting new jobs now. Yeah,
I love that.
And I especially love that there are folks from the cast of Pose that are getting gigs now where being trans is not integral to their character or even mentioned. Like, they're just people.
They're just working actors.
Yeah.
Wherever that's possible, it's nice because, like, yeah, you can fit us in a lot of ways if you're so inclined.
Right.
And
MJ Rodriguez, now Michaela J, has got her music.
I know.
Being out, and it's good, and I'm so glad because, you know, they had the one episode every season where she got to sing, and I was just like, damn.
Well, and Dominique Jackson is part of the Book of Queer,
yes,
which just came out on Discovery Plus.
Yes.
Which I was trying to figure out how to download because we don't have it, and I hit so you have to fix it.
Oh.
And then we can watch it.
You did something.
With Leslie Jordan, and Dominique Jackson.
I do want to see it.
I really do. It's time I think that will be well spent. I couldn't, it wanted a passcode. I don't know what it wanted, but
you don't know your password.
It's like, you don't have Discovery Plus right now, but you can get a 7-day free trial. And I'm like, okay, I think it's all there. I can watch it in 6 days. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I did.
I got you.
Good.
And Dominique Jackson actually was brought back as a guest judge on Legendary this season.
Really? Because she
showed her ass that first time.
She really did. I thought maybe she wouldn't be back.
I mean,
good on her.
Yeah, and she was so much nicer this time.
I'll bet.
Yeah, they're probably
I'll bet.
They're probably like, look, damn it.
Yeah.
But she and Law Roach hugged it out at the beginning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Because I think it was him. She was.
Yeah.
Went for.
They had
and I was like, suddenly we were in an alley and it was dark, and I was like, shit.
Right. But no, it was fabulous. It was fabulous. She looked great.
Yeah.
And she was a positive presence.
Wonderful. And Lord knows she knows ballroom. And,
thank you.
Thank
you. Oh yeah, because Laomi a couple of times she deferred to her. She was like, yes, give them the lesson, Icon. Tell them.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, at least it brings it more ballroom adjacent.
Yes.
When they've got the folks who are actually participating.
Oh shit! The finale of Legendary is tonight.
Wow.
I know what I'm going to be watching.
There you go.
I got to watch the House of Juicy Couture win. that's just my little premonition.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're going, but I bet you I'm right.
Yeah. As long as I have something else to do, I don't mind when it's on.
Well, you'll be on Zoom.
Oh, that's right. I have Transway tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I have something to do. Yeah.
And-
Watch it after 7:30.
Right. And
It works.
when I'm done watching Legendary, I have to watch Ms. Marvel because I do believe that the first episode has hit Disney Plus. It's a Marvel show. Ms. Marvel, it's a teenage girl named Kamala, and she is, I believe, the first Muslim American character in Marvel folklore.
Wow.
And she's cool. Like, her powers are like she's strong and she can stretch her body parts, and like if she wants to punch you, she doesn't just punch you, she like makes her fist really, really big and knocks you the fuck out. And I'm interested to see what they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That should be fun for you.
Exactly.
All right.
You give no fucks about Marvel.
I mean, it's fine.
It's like,
It's
of the
fine.
53,722 things that I enjoy watching, there are 12 that Martha also enjoys. And I think I'm being generous when I say 12.
And yet I think it's what keeps the magic alive. You know? I do.
Well, yeah, except a lot of things I only get to watch if you happen to go to bed earlier than me,
Right.
and that doesn't happen that often, and there's only a few hours, if that I can stay awake before I fall into a comatose sleep. So it's like I'm behind on a lot of shit.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
not.
not.
No, you're
I'm
not. You're
But this
not,
is why I encourage other friendships. So you have people to talk to about these things.
Yeah, I might. You know what? I might start doing watch parties as part of Full Circle. There's got to be folks out there that like the same shit I do. Well, we're gonna make this work.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
AskFullCirclePod@gmail.com. Let me know the things that you like to watch, and we're gonna make this happen. We'll do a special bonus something.
You don't scare me.
That wasn't a threat.
It's a big house, and it's warm outside these days. I love my front porch and my patio. I don't care what you do. It's fine. It's all good.
I'm just saying, I need to nerd out every now and again.
And I encourage it.
Or watch a horror movie.
But you don't need me to hold your hand through it.
No, I definitely don't.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
We don't have to do everything together.
No,
We don't. So, yeah, hey, if you want to be Charles' friend and watch TV with him, please do email us.
You made it sound so sad when you said it that way. I have friends.
I'm sorry you don't like the way I said what you said. Okay.
I was trying to tie it into the goddamn show.
Nobody watches with me. It's whatever.
I hate you.
I know. But, it's a good idea. It really is.
I think so.
It really is. So, I don't want you to have too much editing to do because we want to get this out in the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any other shows we didn't talk about? There's not. We've been busy.
We have been.
It's been a busy week. It's been a good busy week, but I think I've been watching pottery because I hate everyone this week. Like,
right.
happy Pride, y'all. But I've just been, I've done so much head shaking and just, whatever. And,
I watched the Freddie Awards with Kathy.
Oh, yes. The Freddie Awards are fascinating, and that is a local thing.
Yeah.
But it's the Lehigh Valley.
Yes.
So west of Philadelphia is the Lehigh Valley. So Allentown, Bethlehem, I think Harrisburg probably even comes into play.
Maybe.
But it's sort of that near middle of the state in Pennsylvania. They have the Freddie Awards. And it's all high schools.
It's like the high school Tonys, basically.
Yeah, it really is.
But all musical theater.
It really is, and it's been a thing for years. It's televised on Channel 69, which is like the Lehigh Valley local station, and it's a gala.
It really is.
And all these kids get together. And musical theater is a really big deal out there.
Yeah, it is.
And it's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch. And then, you get the kid who winds up on Broadway or winds up in a touring company and like comes back to the Freddie Awards.
Yeah, they had an
much
alum
fun.
who is touring with Dear Evan Hansen. He came back to present an award. I'm like,
And
that's
it's
cute.
great. Yeah, the presenters. It's just the whole thing. It's really a sweet local thing that happens that I love. I do love to watch it.
These kids are talented as hell.
And Kathy records it. So
yeah, like I almost want to watch Les Mis just to see these kids
I
do
know.
it.
It looks like it was a great production, and whoever did the makeup.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Whoever did the makeup either is a drag queen or
Right,
works
right.
with drag queens because that makeup was flawless.
Yeah, well, they definitely know theatrical makeup because they really did.
But see,
an
I
amazing
noticed touches of what I've seen the queens do when there's like a pop art challenge and they try to do like a Liechtenstein touch. I noticed some of that and I was like, I see what you did. I see what you did.
Oh yeah, it's definitely somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yes.
And the numbers that what I saw was really good. And it's not one of my favorite shows. I love the music out of Les Mis. The show itself is depressing. It's called The Miserables. I mean, it's a depressing show.
It really is.
It's like all this overbread.
Right.
But, it looks like it was an amazing production. And a lot of them are. A lot of these kids are just so talented.
Yeah, and this year more than usual. I noticed a lot. Like they had.
I think you haven't seen it in a while because every year is great.
It's always great, but some of these kids had voices that were so like mature and full. I'm like, damn,
they do. Yeah, I do love to watch the Freddie Awards.
Yeah,
I saw it too, separately. Because you were working. So I saw large chunks of it. And then you also got to watch it.
Right.
Because Kathy DVRs stuff because she has cable.
And does not mind watching things 3 times in a day.
If she likes to watch it, watch with me.
Don't believe me? Ask her about In the Heights.
Yes, she loves In the Heights. Loves it.
She has a problem.
We have it's only it's a problem, but yeah, my opinion of that show is it's a good show that I think was really meant for the stage. And I don't love the movie. I think it's much, but then I think that often because how something is written for the vehicle for the way that it is intended to be presented, I think matters.
I hear you.
So something written to be on a stage with minimal background, anything, it reads differently, and we use our imaginations.
I've come to the decision that the movie of In the Heights is its own thing.
It is.
It shouldn't really be compared to the show In the Heights because they're so different.
Right.
In
well, they are.
Approach.
I personally like it as a show,
right?
But again, that's usually my opinion.
Because like a movie version of Hamilton would not work,
right? But what I like about the version of Hamilton that's available on Disney Plus or was, is it is a recording of the Broadway show.
Right.
It's not placed on scene. We don't, they don't try to recreate all of it visually. You're seeing the show as it was written.
Right.
And it's excellent.
It really
and
is.
I wish that there were a similar version of In the Heights because I think I would enjoy it better personally. Yeah, that's me. It's my thing.
I hear you. Now I want to watch Hamilton again. But then again, no, I don't, because every time I watch Hamilton, the soundtrack to Hamilton lives rent-free in my head for like 2 months straight.
I love the show.
I'm finally at a place where it's not constantly running through my head, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah. And forever, for when my daughter graduated Penn, Lin-Manuel Miranda was the commencement speaker, and she will have that memory until she dies. So it's like that was so cool.
Yeah,
that was so cool. But yeah, you don't have time to watch Hamilton. You have to watch Legendary.
Yes, Legendary and Ms. Marvel.
And then you have to catch up on other things or something.
Right.
Well, you have 2 hours. Maybe usually 2.5.
That should be enough time.
Yeah. Because I'll be busy anyway.
Yes.
And then, I'll probably be on the phone or something. So you've got an evening to catch up on whatever you'd like to catch up on.
And I still have to finish watching this season of Stranger Things.
And maybe you will meet a new friend via email who also wants to watch TV with you. Win-win.
You make it sound so sad.
It's a win-win. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. You will be able to catch us on Medway Pride Radio, 6 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 11 p.m. Tuesdays.
Greenwich Mean Time.
In the UK, yes. Whatever that is, beginning June 21st.
Yeah.
This has been Full Circle, the podcast.
The podcast.
See what happens when you start feeling sorry for yourself. This has been Full Circle, the podcast. You feel better?
I do.
Good. I am Martha Madrigal.
And I am Charles Tyson Jr.
Thank you for visiting with us. Maybe we'll return to our regular format next week. And maybe not.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Full Circle is a Never Scared Productions podcast, hosted by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal, produced and edited by Never Scared, executive produced by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. Our theme and music is by the Jingleberries. All names, pictures, audio, and video clips are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective copyright holders.